Hey everyone, today's review will be on a very special one. Garage 56, the project car at Le Mans. This is the 2023 NASCAR Next Gen Garage 56 Chevrolet Camaro that competed at the 2023 24 Hours of Le Mans. Le Mans always has the best weathered version cars out there. The museum at Le Mans has the cars preserved in their dirty version, which is the way it ought to be. They don't clean it up like Roger Penske does in his museum. Sorry to throw shade at IMS Museum. They preserve it in the original condition that the race was completed in, and the weathered cars that they offer in Spark and TSM models are just simply the best. I have personally never bought a Le Mans race version until today. This is the Chevrolet Camaro. This is the NASCAR Cup car that competed at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, with Jensen Button, Jimmy Johnson, and Mike Rockenfeller competing in the car. Very nice. I mean, let me tell you something. I actually was never really a fan of it until I actually saw it on track. When I went to Sebring in March of 2023, this was when the Convergence second race of the Convergence era. It was the second race of the GTP era, second race of the Hypercar era. Le Mans, and WEC and IMSA were together at Sebring. So they were together at the one place, and Jim France came up with this major announcement, and I said, I texted my buddy David Land. I said, David, what the hell could this be? He goes, oh, NASCAR's competing at Le Mans. The first thought I came up with, and sorry for the rather strong language, I said, this is the dumbest fucking thing I ever heard in my life. I almost laughed at it. I was like, this is pathetic. This fucking thing's not going to be able to go down the straightaway. It's going to be choked to death with the way NASCAR regulations are, and the GTE cars will fly by it and they'll crash into it. Well, I am happy to say I was proven wrong, because they didn't restrict this car. This car was full out something 900 horsepower, pure V8 engine, pure speed, pure American muscle. This thing was ear-raping loud at Le Mans, and people loved it, and I loved it. I loved the sound of it. The sound of it made you proud to be American. The sound made you just so happy to be at the track. I watched it on video. I can only imagine in person. In person, it must have been deafening loud. It must have been incredible. This car was a great addition to the Le Mans grid. In fact, I was actually quite surprised that the unrestricted version of this car was able to pass the GTE cars. GTE cars are mini prototypes. How the hell this thing passed them down Mulsanne straightaway is absolutely incredible. They had the downforce bits to this car. The splitter's huge. They added little fins here on the quarter panel. A big spoiler. I'm surprised they have a big spoiler. Le Mans is a straight line speed track. I'm surprised they had that. And I believe the engine was pushed back a little bit. Like the engine was pushed more towards the cockpit. It was more of a mid-engine car than it was a front-engine car like you typically have with the NASCAR Camaros. But anyways, enough about me explaining about this car. I can go on forever about this car. This car was absolutely proved me the hell wrong, and I was so glad it did. Let's go over some things here. First of all, this is close casted. There are no opening parts. It is very fragile. I said that, well, shout out to A Christmas Story, but it's Christmas. I have to say that. It's very fragile. These things are not meant to be played with. And I'm sorry to say, you cannot taking it out of the packaging and unscrewing it would be kind of a mistake. I like to keep my cars perfectly mint, in package, unexposed to air. So that's what I'll do my review. I'm going to take it out of the pack and take it out of the casing here, and I'll leave a 360 view of it, but you'll view it as it is in the casing, because I like to keep my cars perfectly mint. This is my personal collection. I think I'm entitled to do that. So anyways, The box, it comes in a plastic encasing to keep it from weatherproof, which is amazing. I absolutely love that. The bottom here is all the copyright stuff. As you can see, this is the weathered version. You really can't tell by camera here, but you'll be able to tell more closely when I open this thing out of its packaging here. But this thing does open up. You can open up via here. This little slit here. As I proceed now to kind of slide it out. I don't really want to break anything. I just want to kind of gently slide it out here. I haven't opened one of these up in a long time, so bear with me here, people. In fact, I will kind of open the other side too, and I'll just gently push it out. That might make a lot more sense. There we go. There we go. Oh, here we go. Come on. I'll leave that to the side there. And here is the actual car itself. This might be the most beautiful NASCAR diecast I ever owned. And that's saying something. Let's see here. You can read the fine text right there. I'll zoom in a little bit to make it easier for you. But Le Mans just always provides the best race version cars you'll ever see on the market. This one had a few hiccups with it, and it was in the garage for a while, so it's not as raced as you would expect it. But regardless, it is absolutely amazing. I mean, you can see the brake. I'm sorry, I zoomed in too closely. You can see the brake pads, the brake rotors. Of course, this is Goodyear Eco Tires. Goodyear is also a partner with the WEC with the GTE cars. No, excuse me, GT3 cars. Get it right, Rob. It was LMP2, and also LMP2 I think is also Goodyear. In IMSA, they're all Michelin tires. FIA, ACO, Invitational car, 24 hours on the mall, Total Energies. And you can see right here too, all down the side, the driver's side of the car, it is perfectly covered in dirt. And Le Mans picks up a lot of dirt. Like half the circuit is on public roads. Like you can literally drive on the Le Mans circuit on any given day that's not race weekend. And there's the back of the car. There's not really much to the back bumper. There's the deck lid. NASCAR to Le Mans. I thought it was the dumbest fucking thing ever, but thank God they proved me wrong. And I apologize for the language, but that's exactly the words I told him. I told my buddy David, this is the dumbest effing thing I ever heard in my life. And God Almighty, thank God I was proven wrong. This thing is a sexy beast. This is how a stock car should be if they're going the Gen 7 route. This is how it should be. And there's the windshield wiper there with some tear-offs. You can read some of the sponsors there. I'm not really going to go over too much of the sponsors. I just want to give you guys a couple 360 views to kind of show you the fine details and persuade you to get this car. There are a couple places where you can get this. Spoiler Diecast. My buddy Tyler is a great friend of mine. He is an Indy 500 fan. He is a great diecast dealer in Fort Wayne, Indiana. He sells this car. Replica Cars, my friend Mark Fothergill sells this car. That's who I bought it from. I bought it from Mark at Replica Cars. And I do believe Toronto Motorsports also sell this car. Now, I would say order from Circle B Diecast. But there was an incident over Black Friday weekend with them, and I said I absolutely cannot support them, so bear with me. I will not give my endorsement to Brent Powell at all. Not by a long shot. So there you have it. There's the rear tail lights. I am so sorry for continuing on with this. This review is a lot longer than it should be, but I really cannot get over how beautiful this thing is. This is my first time taking it out of its box too. It is absolutely gorgeous. Just phenomenal. What I like most about this car is that in the days of the NASCAR diecast industry, there's two people. Most of you who are watching this video don't know me, who in a previous life I used to review NASCAR products. And over, time and time again, you would see defected cars. You would see paint chips. You would see tires popping out. You would see decals misplaced. TSM is my favorite diecast manufacturer of all time. Mini GT is absolutely amazing. Their products are unbelievable. And I am so glad they picked up the license for this car. I would have been a little upset if it was Spark. I love Spark, don't get me wrong. But TSM has a special place in my heart. And I am so glad they got this license. Because this car was 100% worth it. Again, this is not meant to be played with. You should not really take this thing off its base. Or roll. It's not going to roll. And it's static. And these little antennas will fall off easily. This is something to put on your shelf and keep it there. And my God, is this amazing car to have on your shelf. I would give my absolute positive rating out of this. It gets my 2 thumbs way up. Can't see it there. There you go. 2 thumbs way up. And I'm putting the good word in for this car. The weathered version is really nice and authentic. It's about as authentic as you can make a race version out of it. I mean, I know race weather versions cannot be 100% realistic. I mean, let's be real here, people. This is phenomenal. Great job by TSM. I love it. I heard somebody say it's supposed to be more metallic. It's hard for me to watch Le Mans, the full thing, because I go to sprint car races on that weekend. It's always fallen on a particular weekend. I can't watch it. So I can't tell you what the actual car on track looked like. But TSM, I don't think TSM really could do much with metallic finishes. I think that's just the way they do things. But regardless, I don't care. Still a lot nicer than the stuff I used to collect years ago. This is by far the nicest NASCAR diecast I ever owned, period. And you know what? You should get this too. Please, give us I'm going to do some housekeeping here to end this video, please. So please, if you do like this video, do leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching.